This game is always brought to you in high definition here on CBS. Chargers won the toss and elected to receive on this perfect day. It rained yesterday. That was the one day of winter in San Diego, and now it's back to normal conditions as Succop kicks it deep into the end zone, bobbled, and he's going to run it out. Sproles, he didn't have to. The ball hadn't come out into the field of play, and he's smothered down around the 7-yard line. So a great start for the visitors. They pin San Diego deep. From the 7-yard line, Rivers sets up shop on the initial possession, and it's LaDainian Tomlinson on the first carry, and he gets about 2. Second and long for Rivers. His first pass, and it's a long one. And wide open is Jackson, and it's broken up at the last minute. The ball hung, and Brandon Flowers was able to reach in and deny a long gain, and that's very much like the way the Chargers started the game in Kansas City with bombs to Jackson.
Yeah, you called that exactly right, Dick. The ball did hang in the air. Great reaction by Flowers to not quit on the play. Jackson could have helped his quarterback a little bit by stopping, maybe coming up and creating some contact with the defensive back, but got to give Flowers a lot of credit.
Flowers and Carr, the two corners for Kansas City, will be under that kind of pressure most of the day as Norv Turner, his MO is to attack, not sit back. They like the long ball. Just gets this snap off in time on 3rd and 8. He's hit, and the ball is free. And it is ruled an incomplete pass as Alex McGee came in to hit Rivers as he was delivering, and just did get that hand and arm going forward.
Really a horrible start for San Diego. The big mistake by Sproles, bringing a fumbled kickoff out of the end zone. And then Rivers underthrowing Jackson. And then on this play, the pressure just too much before he gets hit by McGee.
Mike Cypress, the punter, from his own end zone. Bobby Wade, a high wobbler, is going to let that one bounce. It takes a San Diego hop. And finally out of bounds around the 44-yard line of Kansas City. Needs only 8 more to reach the 500 mark in his Sterling career. The give is to Jamal Charles. Charles has become the feature back. And there's a scramble of apparent loose ball as they try to rip it away before the whistle, the defense of San Diego. And Charles does recover it. On second down, Castle's first pass in the flat is complete to Mike Cox, the fullback, and he has enough for a first down in Charger territory at the 43. On first down, wide open in the flat, and a clip complete to Lance Long, who makes a skidding catch at the Charger 37-yard line. Long, one of those great free agent stories.
Yeah, this is a good way to start for Castle, getting his first 2 passes complete. You're going to see a lot better tempo out of the Kansas City Chiefs, according to head coach Todd Haley. It's not necessarily a hurry-up offense. He just wants them to get the personnel on the field, get the play called in the huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, don't waste a lot of time, set a good, positive tempo.
42-year-old Haley in his first year as a head coach, and he's got this team playing better and better with each game. Oh my, a crash through from the defensive side from Alfonso Boone, saying hello to his ex-teammates. And Sean Phillips there to help clean up the loss of Jamal Charles.
Check out number 70 right there as he gets inside. Here's that hurry-up offense now, and the Chargers are going to call timeout.
50th year since the birth of the AFL, the 100th all-time meeting between these two franchises. Very close, 50-48 to Kansas City. Last year, San Diego won both games, each game by 1 point. A big 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun is Castle. And here comes the pressure from outside. He has to throw it away incomplete. Didn't want to be sacked as he's being chased by Jacques Césaire.
Jacques Césaire and Eric Weddle came on the safety blitz, a blitz that gave the Chiefs a lot of problems back in Kansas City earlier in the month. That time Castle, trying to throw a short route, knew he was running out of time. Heads up blitz called by Ron Rivera, the defensive coordinator for San Diego.
Here's the man who leads the league, Dustin Colquitt, and punts inside the 20-yard line. 29 times his punts have landed in Kansas City's favor in the field of play inside the 20. Chargers blocked him in the game a month ago, not this time, as he sends up that knuckleball approach, and it will be stopped inside the 5-yard line. A great job. Well, they start the Chargers first at the 7, now at the 6-yard line. And it's Ladanian trying to get outside and turn the corner, and he's run out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Tomlinson with 5 on first down. Rivers a little dump off pass to Mike Tolbert, and Tolbert short yardage, short of the first down. Well, if he hits around 100 yards today, he'll be number 8 all time, passing that distinguished list of legendary players. Third down and short, throw to the sideline, and almost intercepted, batted around by Brandon Carr, intended for Vincent Jackson. Jackson looked as if he might have been looking into the sun the way he went after the ball.
Well, in both corners, earlier it was Flowers, this time it's Carr, are just sticking with Vincent Jackson. This was a back shoulder fade that Carr read perfectly. In fact, he had a better idea where the ball was than Jackson.
Another 3 and out for the home team as Cyphers punts from his goal line this time. Bobby Wade drifting under it, and he's going to return from the 41. Runs into his own blocker, and down he goes after a couple yards. Castle, little screen in the right flank to Jamal Charles, and Charles, who is getting a lot of work. You know that Larry Johnson was shipped away, and Cincinnati now his home base. And Charles from Texas, his second year, he's got a lot of speed. He's only 199 pounds. What was interesting is Coach Todd Haley said yesterday, he is so quick and hard going into the hole that our offensive linemen don't have to be perfect.
Yeah, they like that a lot. They just have to get in the way of their man, and before they know it, whoosh, right by them goes Jamal Charles with all that speed. Very decisive runner.
2 yards on first down. Castle screens it the other way, this time to the tight end Leonard Pope, and he draws a lot of blue jerseys. No gain on the play.
Well, that's twice now that the Chargers have brought a safety. Paul Oliver came on the blitz that time, and then right behind him, Burnett just staying with the tight end Leonard Pope, who's 6'8", caught that pass and then turned around, and 99 was right in his chest.
Loss of 2 yards in the play. Kansas City last in the league on third down, 22%, but they get the first down to Bobby Wade in the left flat, and Wade able to step out of bounds with an 11-yard gain.
Interesting in talking to Chris Chambers about these defensive backs. He characterizes Cromartie as a gambler. That time Cromartie giving a lot of room to Bobby Wade on the sidelines, perhaps too much room on that 3rd and long, but a lot of respect for both Cromartie and Quentin Jammer. Chambers thinks Jammer's one of the best. Here's Charles at the top of the screen out wide.
And he comes around in a reverse mode, but they give to the fullback Tim Castile, and Castile is smothered, takes one step and right into the arms of Brandon Seiler. Second down and 12. It's Charles off the right side, and you can see how he cuts. He says, I like the fact that a la Terrell Davis at Denver Broncos, you make one cut and then head upfield, and that's how Charles likes to run.
And for he's not a big guy. He's only about a 200-pounder, but likes running between the tackles as we go to the no huddle.
45-yard line, third down and 9. Castle over the middle, deflected, and is it intercepted by Jammer? Yes, it is. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Quentin Jammer has his second pick of the season. Quentin Jammer with his second pick for Castle, only his 7th interception of the year, 4 by the San Diego Chargers. And it was somewhat of a freak Karen that went to Jammer, who had to fight off his own teammate to collect it. So from the 39, finally field position for the Chargers, and LT across the 45-yard line and a gain of nearly 7. Watch how this ball gets to Jammer.
Now this is an enterprising play by OG Nwabo. Back right in the side of the helmet as he's fighting in the offensive line. Castle was trying to get the ball to his tight end. Brad caught him, and then Jammer has to steal the ball from Eric Weddle. Those defensive backs get greedy, don't they?
They sure do. came back as a free agent. Here's a wild frog, and LT is at tailback, and he's to the 50-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. The initial first down for the Chargers today.
Yeah, real good patience by LT, setting up his block of his guard, Chris Dielman. Dielman's going to come over here. Actually, he's right here. Watch him pull. And LT lets him do his thing right there with the kick out. Manu Maliuna comes over and cleans up on the linebacker as well.
LT with 18 yards rushing needs 8 more to move past Marcus Allen, number 11 all time. Sproles now in it. Backfield for Tomlinson, a fake to him, and then over the middle, wide open as Gates, the tight end, and the first down inside the 35. Mike Brown, the tackler.
Yeah, he's wide open, kinda, but where Rivers throws the ball, he is really wide open because he throws it about 10 feet off the ground. After the draw fake, here is Gates. Mike Brown is in coverage here, pretty good coverage, but no way he can get up and take that ball away at 5'10", fighting against the 6'4" Gates.
The former star center at Kent State in basketball using those skills again to shield off the defender. Sproles continues in. Hester now on the right wing. Jackson in motion. And a reverse to Jackson, and out in front is Rivers. He gets in the way enough, and Jackson has a first down at the 21. Pulled down by Hali.
Just enough is absolutely right by Rivers, because the defender who's trying to get the tackle on Jackson has no idea where Jackson's going to go. So all number 17 has to do is just that to Brandon Carr, and that gets Jackson the first down to the 22.
12 yards on the flanker reverse.
John Hadel must have taught him that block.
Not you.
Hardly.
LT burrows his way for about 3 more as he pursues that tremendous list of all-time great running backs that Dan Fouts alluded to earlier in his focus. Demario Williams, the leading tackler on the year for Kansas City, logs another on that last play.
Good solid start for LT too. 5 carries, 21 yards. Little wild frog thrown into the mix, and here it is up to date, just 4 yards behind Marcus Allen, and not very far to go to get to that top of that list and past Jim Brown. Wow.
Simply, if you're keeping track, if he gains about 100 yards, he passes the entire list today. And second down, Rivers. Underneath, oh, drop by Malcolm Floyd, and he might have had a touchdown. There weren't too many white shirts in his time zone.
And he can't believe it, and neither can this big crowd here. He looked the ball into his hands, but he couldn't pull it into his chest. You can see the pylon and not a whole lot of white jerseys anywhere in the picture. I believe he might have walked into the end zone if you caught that.
It's because of the improvement of Floyd and Legadou Nane that the Chargers were able to release Chris Chambers, who's now a Kansas City Chief. Sproles now in on 3rd down and long. Rivers to Gates, and that's a touchdown if there's a flag down. Gates juggling and able to haul it home. Is it a touchdown? Our referee today, Don Carey.
Yeah, he's working on Jovan Belcher.
Defense, number 59.
And he caught the ball with one hand.
Over the play, touchdown.
Belcher, the rookie out of Maine, the former high school All-American wrestler, was doing some wrestling right here. 59. Gates working his magic in the middle here. How about that catch?
Oh.
And then he knows where the end zone is.
How sweet is that touchdown for Gates? A one-hander from the Pro Bowl star for San Diego, as he has his 3rd touchdown of the year. Out of Cypress Hole, Nate Kading adds the extra point. 19 yards on the touchdown one-handed catch and run by Antonio Gates. Chargers in this win streak have been potent in the first 15 minutes. Both sides of the ball. Off the interception, a 7-0 lead as Kading sends it on his way to Jamal Charles. He returned one 97 yards for a touchdown against the Steelers last week. Not this time. Dumped at the 26.
Go back to the touchdown reception by Antonio Gates. Remember, he's a former basketball player at Kent State. Watch him come in, make contact with the linebacker Belcher, and then just post him up basically. There's a little assist there by Rivers, one-handed touchdown for San Diego. These guys are really developing a great nonverbal communication on the field. A lot of option routes for Gates to work his magic.
Rivers and Gates have their lockers to next door, and so that through the years they just do have that silent communication. The throw is intercepted for a moment by Cromartie. It was off Wade and right in the lap of Cromartie. Couldn't quite clutch it for another pick.
This was a timing route on the skinny post by Bobby Wade. Matt Castle's ball thrown just behind Wade. Wade did not even have his head totally turned around. If Wade doesn't get his right hand on the ball, then Cromartie gets both his hands on the ball, and he might have scored with it.
Cromartie, the Charger leader with 3 interceptions this year. With Jamal Charles, Castle now in the shotgun. Throws underneath the long and is able to squirt out of the tackle and of Steve Gregory out to the 35-yard line, a yard shy of the first down. Long was a receiver at Mississippi State, barely played. He started 7 games, a free agent, and the Arizona Cardinals, when the Todd Haley was one of their assistants, picked him up as a free agent. And there's a incomplete as Sean Phillips is there to bat it down. Yeah. Phillips, who made the big play to start the Denver victory last week.
Really a great fake by Castle, comes out on the bootleg. But right with him again, number 95 at the left side of the screen. Watch the athletic ability as he skies, hangs in the air, and knocks this ball down. What a beautiful play, but where was Castle throwing the ball? The tight end was well covered by Weddle.
Like a basketball game in helmets, isn't it? Kansas City has not scored an offensive touchdown in the first quarter this season, and time is running out today. Colquitt and the left footer sends a dying spiral to Sproles at the 22. A flag is down already. And Sproles is to at the 31-yard line.
This
check
ball,
the penalty.
Penalty flag was thrown by the umpire. This might be holding against Kansas City. Chargers had good pressure on Colquitt with that rush.
Holding. Return team. During the kick, 10-yard penalty. First down.
That'll take it back to the 21. Penalty marks it back to the 10-yard line. You not only get the 10-yard penalty, but you lose the yardage gained by Sproles on the return, as it's marked off from the spot of the catch by Sproles. So Tomlinson at tailback, just a handful of yards away from passing Marcus Allen. Mike Tolbert is fullback. Behind Tolbert, he's out to the 14-yard line.
Three possessions out of 4 possessions in this first quarter for San Diego, and 3 of them have been backed up deep. The jammer interception, Chargers quickly went down and got a touchdown, but this is another challenge for them coming out of their own end of the field.
3 times out of 4 they started inside the 10-yard line, and the yardage gained on that last carry by LT ties him with Marcus Allen for number 11 in the history of this great game. Rivers, Jackson, first down at the 26-yard line to the 6'5" receiver from Northern Colorado in front of Brandon Flowers.
Yeah, the quarterback goes over and gives Jackson a bit of a hand there because of this adjustment to the ball thrown to the inside. You see how far that Jackson had to come to the inside. Normally that ball is thrown along the sidelines away from the defensive back, but beautiful job by Vincent Jackson.
His first catch today worth 11 yards. He had a San Diego record first half at Kansas City, 143 yards, 5 catches. Rivers over the middle. It's LT chopped down at the 31-yard line after a gain of 5. At this time of giving, 2nd and 5, Darren Sproles. Play action to him, and then the screen, and he's got blockers. Yeah, plenty of them. 40. Picks his way, and a good tackle in the open field by Mike Brown. That one had designs for a possible score.
Now, the problem is you want to be patient, let your linemen develop their blocks, but sometimes if you got a guy with this much speed, he should just go. He's got the big guys out in front. There's Dielman, and Mike Brown really snuck in there behind his own man to make that tackle. But you're right, Dick, that really looked like it should have gone for a lot more than it did.
It did set up beautifully. 15 yards for Sproles on the screen, and it's a first down just across the San Diego 45. Sproles, a great start. Kansas State at 5'6", 185. A lot of teams passed on him. 4th round pick by the Chargers. Rivers, lots of time, fires to the side, and a complete to Jacob Hester. Short yardage, well covered. Tamba Hali finishes the work as we approach the end of this opening quarter. Just seconds remaining. We'll see if the Chargers, they don't have to run a play, and apparently that is going to be the call from Norv Turner on the sideline. Let's use the end of the quarter to talk about the next call. Philip Rivers, a slow start, but a perfect 5 for 5 cents. As we open this second quarter, 2nd down and 7 at the San Diego 48. Sproles at tailback, and he gets the call. And the little man bounces to the 48 of the Chiefs. As we check the AFC playoff picture with Indianapolis winning again. They scored 14 points in 15 seconds to rally at Houston, Cincinnati, and then there's San Diego and New England at 7-3, and Denver breathing down their necks at 7-4. Jacksonville just very quietly staying in the hunt. And after this weekend, that could all change.
Yeah, the Jags are up in San Francisco for the first time ever playing the Niners today.
3rd down 5 for Rivers. Good protection. Now it breaks down, and he's going to be hit from behind and tackled at the 45. 1 yard. Well, actually going to mark it short, 2 yards short, as a flag was thrown on the play. Derek Johnson made the tackle. Johnson seeing more and more action after losing the starting job to Demario Williams earlier in the year.
Johnson made the big play last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Chop block. Offense. Number 43. 15-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Yeah, it's tough to call a chop block on a guy that's 5'6". I mean,
he's already down there.
There he is right here, and he's going to go low, which is easy for him to do. There's the block right there. That's a real questionable call, as Dielman had pushed Johnson by Sproles. Tough call.
About 4th and a yard and a half, and Todd Haley says we'll decline it, force the punt right here. Bobby Wade drifts back to the 10 for the Chiefs. Cypress averaging 46 a kick and trying to knuckle this one inside the 10. Wade takes it at the 8-yard line. Cypress told us, he said that is his best kick. Todd Haley, a native of Pittsburgh, his dad a former Steeler and a great director of player personnel, helped form that steel curtain of Chuck Knowles. Quick throw to the flat, and Chris Chambers has his first catch against his former teammate. From the 23, Charles has a blocker and slips away from one tackle and fights his way out to the 33-yard line.
Todd Haley said that's last week. He doesn't want his team thinking that was the most important game of the year, although it was a huge win. Today's game and next week's game, each game is more important.
Couple of first downs here for Kansas City to get out of the hole, and now Castle looking for something bigger, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Chambers, and he was pinned on the edge by Quentin Jammer.
Yeah, pressure that time from Sean Phillips kind of forced Castle out of his normal throwing motion, and by the time he did fire the ball, Chambers was well covered by Jammer.
Didn't it look as if at first he wanted to go deep down the middle, and that was his second option?
Yep, yeah, he came a little late to the outside, and Jammer with a good coverage.
Chargers have been blitzing more and more, and they used the blitz very effectively in that lopsided win in Kansas City a month ago. And they come with the blitz here. The quick throw is to Chambers, and it's complete. No, yes, it is. He just tosses the ball away at the 40-yard line, short of the first down. Quentin Jammer, and that's the thing about Jammer. Even when you do catch the ball, he's such a good tackler.
And he's a hard hitter here. In fact, this ball, the tackle here down on the right shoulder of Chambers, he comes off the field That may have just given him a little bit of a stinger on that right shoulder, but that was a good read between Chambers and his quarterback, Matt Castle. The blitz did come from Oliver. Chambers was the hot receiver, and Castle got him the ball.
Chambers holding on. It appeared for a moment that that might have gotten away from him. It's a first down at the 43. They fake the reverse to Long and give to Charles in the open field using that speed, and darts away from Oliver, and finally Cooper can't bring him down. Takes half the defense. Yet Charles to the ground at the 27. A flag down on the play. Jacques Césaire, the big defensive lineman at 300 pounds, chasing it all away. Good hustle by the big man.
Foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 20. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So a 30-yard play plus 15 on the penalty.
A couple of great moves by Charles. One at the line of scrimmage right there to get to the corner, and by Jammer, that good tackler you were talking about. There's the face mask call by Oliver, and Césaire finally gets some help down the field. Not a very good face mask attempt there, because Charles broke that as well.
5 different Chargers had a hand on Charles before he was tackled. Their deepest penetration, Kansas City.
Some confusion now as Charles not sure where to line up.
He's a good receiver. Lines up deep on the right side, and Castle looking for 6. Throws underneath, complete at the 10, and tackled at the 8 is Tim Castile. His brother, Castile's brother Jeremiah, is on the San Diego Charger practice squad. So 2 brothers of the former defensive back with the Broncos, Jeremiah Castile, involved in play today. Second down and 4. Kansas City with the ball inside the 8-yard line of the Chargers, looking for the tying score. Castile stays in at tailback. He's 238 pounds. Throw to the end zone, incomplete. It was intended for Brad Cottom, the tight end. He's caught only 1 pass all year, and he drew double coverage.
Yeah, the Chiefs only have 2 tight ends active today, Pope and Cottom. Cottom with a good effort here almost comes away with this, as there are 2 Chargers around him. Ball thrown just slightly behind him, but thrown away from the defense by Castle.
3rd and 4. Castle throws underneath, complete to Chambers. Wouldn't it be sweet for him to score? And he does. Chris Chambers ties it up with that twisting move to the goal line. Maybe challenged. It was close.
Great effort by Chambers as Phillips falls down. That could have been a clip called right there. It wasn't. And he reaches over behind his head to break the plane.
That's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown. Great effort. Incredible effort by number 11. A number he's not quite used to yet.
Chambers, who had only 1 touchdown here in San Diego before he was released, and now has 3 with the Chiefs. And against his former teammates, he ties it up. 10:46 to go in the opening half, and the Chiefs and Chargers are even at 7. A 91-yard drive. Back at Qualcomm Stadium, Chris Chambers' touchdown for Kansas City has tied it at 7. We get a report on an injury. San Diego sidelines, Eric Weddle, their starting safety, a knee, questionable to return. Darren Sproles stands at the goal line as Suckup, who's got a strong leg, drives this one deep to the 3. Sproles cut down from behind at the 30-yard line. A saving tackle by Tim Castile. Rivers and the Chargers start at their own 30. Manamaliuna, the tight end, shifting to the right side where he can help the first-time right tackle Dombrowski. Rivers off balance, but right on target to Gates again. Pushed out of bounds by Brown.
We saw Sean Phillips slip on that touchdown reception, so he comes over the sidelines, and he's going to get new cleats put on his shoes, longer cleats. I was down on the field before the game. There is the Phillips slipping, and it rained a lot here yesterday. The field was not covered. Down on the field before the game, I had noticed a number of bare spots and a very thin layer of grass and mud underneath that layer.
And it took the feet out from Phillips on a chance to tackle Chambers before the touchdown. 16 yards on the first down pass to Gates. And here's Rivers looking for a long one. He airs it out deep. And it's Floyd for a touchdown. "54 yards to Malcolm Floyd."
Floyd dropped a potential touchdown earlier in the ball game in the first quarter. He was not going to drop this one as he went high over Brandon Flowers. He's the outside receiver. Look at him get off the line of scrimmage and blow by Flowers. Keeps his eyes on the ball, elevates and scores, but they're saying he's down at the 1. They got to review this one.
The official did give the touchdown signal.
No question about that. That's why all these people cheered, wasn't it? Why?
Now they've marked it at the 1 yard line, and that's the right call. The knee is down on the 1 yard line. Good call.
Boy, great effort. These super athletes. 3 Chiefs in the play. Vincent Jackson maybe looking for the tip there, but that ball was going to be just snagged out of the air by number 80.
And back in San Diego, cool day, beautiful sunshine. The turf is damp from yesterday's rain. Norv Turner not at all happy about the call. He had to use the timeout as he was arguing with referee Carey because they wouldn't have time to get the play off. That's 1st and goal now at the 1. And it's LT into the end zone for the touchdown. His 7th this year. And the 133rd rushing score in his great career here in San Diego.
A lot of power brought into the game by Norv Turner. 3 tight ends, Gates, Manamaliuna, Chris Wilson, and the fullback Jacob Hester with a good block there. LT finds a crease right behind Brandon Dombrowski for the score. Dombrowski filling in for Jeremy Clary.
Extra point by Kading. And hard to find one better down on the goal line. Kading now to newly activated Quinton Lawrence, and Lawrence angles to the center of the field. Oh, is he chopped down at the 15-yard line. The rookie from McNeese State, the former Cowboy, is lassoed by Legadou Nane.
Nane, one of those special athletes, can play a lot of positions for you on offense, but he competes with his fellow wide receiver, Kasim Osgood, to get down quickly, and what a tackle. Welcome back to the NFL, Mr. Lawrence.
LT taking some deep breaths as he assimilates another touchdown. Thanksgiving Day, number 21 had 2,100 turkeys distributed for families around San Diego. Throw by Castle into the flat to Chambers, and he's down at the 20. Chargers, meanwhile, are without 2 starters. Weddle out with a knee, and Sean Merriman has aggravated a foot injury, and he is questionable. Toss to Charles. He's got room on the corner, and you can see the flash of speed as he goes to the 35-yard line and a first down. Charles again runs into his own blocker and still makes good yardage, nearly 5. Larry English, the rookie from Northern Illinois, number 1 pick of the Chargers, made the tackle.
Well, after a rough start, the Chiefs really got their act together. That 4th drive that went that 91 yards, and they did it with 2 runs and 6 passes. But on this drive, they're getting a lot of mileage using that speed of Charles going wide. He's averaging almost 9 yards a carry so far in this first half.
64 yards rushing for Charles. Larry English, the rookie, has replaced Merriman at outside linebacker, and Steve Gregory and Kevin Ellison now teaming up for Weddle. Castle fires to the sideline, and sitting there is Chambers, and this is a pattern he runs so well, does the toe tap, and has another first down at midfield in front of Quentin Jammer.
He's such a pro. You know, there's no question that he was going to get his feet down in bounds. Just pauses, kind of lets his body go limp, and that right toe, yes sirree, gets down before he lands out of bounds. The left foot is in, and then the right toe goes down and dots the I, so they say.
When we visited him yesterday, he came into the room, his eyes were bright, a big smile. You just could feel he can't wait to get at San Diego.
He knows them well, obviously.
5 catches and a touchdown already. This is out of the backfield to Cox, the fullback, and he's grounded at the 46-yard line after a 3-yard pickup by Brandon Seiler. And when we asked Norv Turner, is there an unsung player on your team after 10 games, he said, oh yeah. He quickly mentioned Brandon Seiler going from special teams to a starter and has really produced. He said he's a downhill tackler.
There he is right there. Inside, strong side linebacker.
7th round pick out of Florida. There's a little draw handoff inside to Charles, and he sprints to the 40 and down to the 37 and fumbles the ball as he tries to work for more. Chargers think they have it.
It's like Brandon Seiler at the bottom of the pile.
No official word yet.
Steve Gregory.
They unload the humanity, and it's San Diego ball.
Extra effort may have cost Jamaal Charles. There's Seiler, the downhill tackler you're talking about. Here he's got 2 men around him. They're going to stand him up and pot the ball out. Looked like it was Steve Gregory with the forced fumble. And here comes Seiler to beat Smith to the ball. Great team defense by San Diego. Jammer holds him up. Now 28 comes in. Gregory with his right hand punches the ball out.
Well, that's a commonplace. You know, you try for a little bit more, just hard running, and they rip it away from you. And there's the ever-present Brandon Seiler. So at the 39, 14-7. Rivers and the Chargers. It's Tomlinson. Not much there to the 41-yard line. Coming up quickly from the secondary was John McGraw, the safety, to make that a short run.
And the ironic thing for Jamaal Charles is last week against Pittsburgh, he made a second effort play that got the Chiefs a key first down when it looked like he was going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss. He kept his balance, fought just as he was fighting there. But this time when you turn your back, you just can't see who's coming at you trying to pop that ball out.
Kansas City was a +3 in the turnover differential. 2 today, so they're down to 1. And San Diego's a +5, now a +7 on the season. Empty backfield. Rivers throws quickly underneath, and it's complete to Gates. And Gates is down to the Kansas City 41-yard line before Mike Brown can make the tackle. Demario Williams tripped him up earlier. Brown there to secure at the 42.
Gates lined up right here at the line of scrimmage, and again working against the linebacker. Very similar route, exact same route that he scored on earlier. A little pivot to the outside, a very short throw from his quarterback. And how close does 85 come to breaking this one for a big one? He gets tackled as he breaks that one and just gets tripped up by Belcher.
18 yards on the play. That's 8 straight completions for Rivers, and Rivers has just called timeout, and that's all of the San Diego allotment for the first half. Jamaal Charles, a second-year runner out of the University of Texas. He was a world-class high school 300-meter hurdler, and he said that taught him the endurance of running that event. You just can't quit. Rivers on a roll and a long throw downfield for Floyd again, batted away. No, this time it was Jackson, Vincent Jackson, who had his fingers on it, but Brandon Flowers able to break it up. That's 2 good defensive plays made by Flowers today.
Boy, they're getting their workout in today, aren't they? A little out and up move by Jackson, and super recognition by Flowers. Didn't buy the out fake at all. Stayed with the receiver and then went up high. In fact, that ball almost got all the way through to Jackson, but distracted enough by Flowers.
Why do I think you would have loved playing for Norv Turner, the way he likes to go long?
Well, that guy Coryell wasn't bad either.
No, that's for sure. And off to Tomlinson, and a big hole and a gain of 8 as he drives it inside the 35-yard line. And that should bring him close to passing another great, Edgerrin James.
Real good hole right up the middle. Luis Vasquez, the right guard, and Dombrowski working on the right side. But you know, Norv Turner has a lot of the same ideas that Don Coryell gave to us, because he worked for Ernie Zampese with the Los Angeles Rams, and Ernie, of course, was an assistant with Coryell.
LT now number 10. Marshall Faulk is next in line. Darren Sproles, a little early movement and a flag, and We'll see whether or not this was an offside or illegal motion.
Offside. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Tyson Jackson with the offsides on 3rd and short. Automatic first down. He'll get an earful from the coaches on the sidelines. You just cannot afford to give your opponent free yardage on 3rd and short. That picks up the first down.
Jackson, the #1 draft pick of the Chiefs this year. 3rd straight year their #1 pick spent on a former LSU Tiger as he followed Dorsey and Bowe. Dwayne Bowe inactive for 4 games, NFL suspension. On first down then, on the gift first down, and wide open is Gates. How does he always get himself clear of defenders like that?
Well, part of it is that the Charger wide receivers are pushing the secondary so deep with these long pass routes that Gates is now working against linebackers. And you talk about a mismatch, not only in size and speed, but just savvy. This now is 5 catches for 81 yards in the first half by Antonio Gates.
And a first down at the 17 of the Chiefs. Gates in motion. LT into a mass of defenders and short yardage, maybe a couple. Tamba Hali. And the Chargers said they have number 91 marked. He is a force, top tackler, sacker, and he can force the ball free.
3.5 sacks on the season for Tamba Hali. He's got to get after Philip Rivers because Rivers has got too much time to throw. He's only been bothered that very first possession when they knocked the ball out of his hand as he was trying to throw. But since that point, Rivers has been hot because he's getting great protection.
Chargers have scored at least a field goal, mostly touchdowns, 18 straight red zone possessions. 2nd and 8. Under 3 minutes left in the half. Rivers over the middle. Touchdown Gates. His 2nd of the game. Antonio Gates having a field day against the Chiefs.
Yeah, he'd been running a lot of short routes, and the Chiefs linebackers settled on a short route move. He broke to the post, got behind the linebackers before McGraw could come over. Here he is right here. Watch his route. Just a simple post route. Brilliantly designed by Norv Turner and this San Diego offense.
6 catches, 96 yards, and a couple of touchdowns to match his season total today as Kading tacks on the extra point. Well, behind one of the big offensive linemen, Antonio Gates, 5 times a Pro Bowler, showing fans around the nation why. His 2nd touchdown reception and a 21-7 lead. So a couple of turnovers very costly for Kansas City. The freak interception off the helmet of Nwabo that Jammer collected and took the Chargers out of bad field position to score their first one. And now the fumble by Charles, and 61 yards later on 7 plays, San Diego has another 7. Here's Jamal Charles trying to make amends. Can he get out around the corner? He does. And now it's Kading trying to cut him off. He goes right by him and all the way out to the 50-yard line before he's tackled by Kasim Osgood, the Pro Bowl special teamer and a man on the all-time 50-year team. Osgood. 45 yards for Charles.
Well, he's going to hit the wedge and then cut to the outside. San Diego got caught up inside. Kaysen can't bring him down, and then great speed to get to the corner. Legadou Nane, number 11 here. Remember the big hit he had earlier on a kickoff, but he gets taken out of the play by Copper. And a really, really important kickoff return by Charles and the Chiefs.
To the San Diego 49-yard line. Tim Castile, the lone running back. Castle loses the ball as he tried to throw it. It is tipped off by Paul Oliver, and Oliver streaks alone to the end zone.
This is a quarterback's nightmare. A ball slipping out of his hand as he's trying to throw the ball down the field. This is a reverse oh my.
Oh
something. Watch it come out like a banana. right up in the air. Clearly a fumble. The ball went backwards. Heads up by Oliver to keep it from hitting the ground. And now all he's looking at is the goal line. And maybe who is chasing him.
40-yard touchdown on what comes up as either a fumble or an interception, however you want to see it. Apparently a fumble. And on the 40-yard fumble return, Paul Oliver has his first NFL touchdown.
There's Paul Oliver right here coming on the blitz. He gets by, caught him. And because the ball goes backwards, never hits the ground, they're going to call this a fumble. Might also be called an interception. We'll give it a fumble, though. And a heads-up play. And again, Ron Rivera has had such success during this 5-game winning streak, bringing blitzes from the safety, and it always seems to come where the quarterback can't see it, the blind side.
And every player in the National Football League at the quarterback position has had that happen to him. The ball just slipping out of your hands as you go back to deliver. This is Quentin Lawrence. And Lawrence gets it out across the 25-26-yard line. And bad luck for Castle. He happened to be squeezed in against Oliver, and the ball was being bobbled, and it hit him, and that allowed Oliver on the second chance to collect it and score from 40 yards.
Well, and for Oliver, you get the sack, okay, you get the forced fumble, and then you get the fumble recovery, and let's put a little whipped cream on it and score a touchdown with it.
A little maraschino cherry on that one. And Oliver staying in, and he's seeing more and more action today because of the earlier injury to Eric Weddle. And with 2:26 left in the half, suddenly Kansas City in a deep hole, down by 21, and the illegal procedure.
Full start offense. Number 76, 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Well, as we wondered whether it was a fumble recovery or an interception, our wily statistician Nathaniel Baird said no, that's a fumble, and now that has been officially confirmed.
Yeah, you talk about that ball being pinned against Castle's leg by Oliver. Ball never hit the ground. That's why he could get all the way to the end zone.
Colby Smith now in, and good job by Castle to get away for a moment, and then he gives it to Smith, and Smith tackled by Kevin Burnett. As we come up to the 2-minute warning, and a reminder, San Diego now has scored 21 points or more in 15 straight games. Castle pump fake, goes underneath and complete to Bobby Wade, wrestled down after a 7-yard pickup. Oliver makes a tackle for the San Diego defense. Well, in their 2 meetings now, San Diego's outscored Kansas City 65-14. And this offense scoring 21 or more consistently all season long, and now a team that's scoring 30 points or more as well as anyone in the league. Castle has to run out of pressure, and the umpire, watch out, get out of the way as Kevin Burnett comes up to lead the tackling charge. Stephen Cooper there as well. Castle, a good runner with the ball, but that's not what Todd Haley wants him to do. They had no choice there.
And decision time for Todd Haley on this 4th down. He has 3 timeouts to work with. But do you really want to gamble here? Not apparently.
And you gamble there, and you're risking a 4-touchdown deficit at halftime. Stay within 3 as Colquitt comes out. Chargers have no timeout, so Kansas City can chew up plenty of time here with now 9 on the play clock. Now the official word, Eric Weddle is out for the game with a knee injury, the safety for San Diego. Fair catch by Sproles at the 18-yard line with 25 seconds left in the half. Not taking a knee is Rivers. You figure Sproles will get a handoff, and he does on the draw. And he is belted by Demario Williams, who adds another tackle to his Chiefs leading total.
And the Chiefs are going to call a timeout.
Now you look at the stars of this one. Chris Chambers has come back to San Diego and has delivered a touchdown and 5 catches. Tomlinson moving up the list of all-time great rushers, and Antonio Gates having a superb first half. The kind of tight end success in a game that Kansas City cheered so often when Tony Gonzalez was playing that position back in the Midwest. 21 seconds. Sproles with Rivers. Screen to Sproles. Sprinting into the secondary to the 40-yard line. Rivers are going to try to down the ball and hope he can get one last pass off. Jovan Belcher made the tackle.
Belcher with the tackle.
Look at the dominance in the first half stats. There's the points off turnovers you talked about, Dick. Jamal Charles having a good first half for the Kansas City Chiefs, except for the one fumble that the Chargers cashed in.
You know, Castle and the Kansas City offense have produced some good offense, on pace for more than 300 yards today, but the errors have really killed them. Quentin Lawrence with a kickoff return to start this second half, and he ducks across the 20-yard line to the 22. Legadou Nane, another tackle. Here are the first half possessions, 7 of them for Kansas City, and they were able to score on a 91-yard drive. That was capped on Chris Chambers' touchdown catch.
Castle 15 of 21 in the first half for 103 yards, 1 touchdown pass to Chris Chambers, and that unfortunate interception that bounced off the helmet of Oji Nwabo, the nose tackle of San Diego, that was picked off by Jammer.
Jamal Charles behind fullback Cox, and he tries the right side and out to the 25-yard line.
They're going to need more production out of the passing game, and especially out of Chris Chambers, if the Chiefs are going to get back in this ball game.
3 yards on the first down carry. Fake to Charles. Castle eludes the pressure. Now he's got room to run or find an open man. No one open downfield, and has to slide across the 30-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. Should have been somebody all that time work his way back to the quarterback and be open.
Yeah, the Chargers bring the blitz again. It's Kevin Ellison, the rookie safety, number 25, coming and taking a bad angle on Matt Castle. Castle's bigger than you think at 230 pounds. He got away from his former SC teammate easily.
Bad snap, and it's over the head of Castle, and the Chargers recover. Larry English, the rookie, at the 10-yard line. What else can go wrong?
This is why a lot of coaches don't like the shotgun, because one mistake by the center or the quarterback on the exchange and it's a disaster. Ball snapped way over the head by Rudy Neiswanger. That wasn't even close, as he was trying to reach and make a block to his left. Ball might have stuck on the ground and just had too much on it. Heads up by English to beat Castle to the ball.
Look at that burst of speed by English. That's why he was drafted in the first round by the Chargers, as he beat Castle to the ball. And now a very short field, first down at the 10-yard line. And it's Tolbert, Mike Tolbert, the fullback. He and Jacob Hester finished up the game in Denver a Sunday ago, as they alternated carries, and each around 50 yards production. In fact, they were fighting in the huddle, said Philip Rivers. They wanted to change position based on who was fullback, who was tailback. It was little musical chairs going on.
Well, there's certain spots you stand in the huddle when you're a tailback or when you're a fullback, and both of them can play both positions. So they had to
both
wait
wanted
till the
to
music
be,
stopped.
They wanted to be the tailback.
You bet they did.
They'll volunteer the other guy to be the fullback. Tomlinson, the fake to him. Rivers. He'll throw it away. And as he released it, the flag comes down. Glenn Dorsey finally pressuring Rivers as he threw the ball, along with Andy Studebaker.
Holding. Defense. After distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
There's your answer to what next can go wrong for the Kansas City Chiefs. Holding defensively, as Rivers looking for receivers. The back of the end zone and the holding call against the Chiefs.
Only half the distance, but that the killer being the new first down, another 4 set of downs. Yeah, one would figure that it's Tomlinson who's going to get the call here, 3 yards away from the end zone. There it is. LT touchdown.
Boy, you'd be a good weatherman here in San Diego. You predict things very well. Sunny and 70 every day, and LT's going to score a touchdown.
It's sunny in 21.
Following his fullback, and just a huge hole over the left side. Marcus McNeil, Chris Dealman.
So that makes it 28 points off turnovers today, and the extra point by Kading. An avalanche of errors by the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chargers taking full advantage, 35-7 on a short 10-yard drive. And there's confirmation. First 10 games, only 23 points after they've made mistakes. They didn't make many, Kansas City. It's only San Diego that has created havoc. 7 turnovers in 2 games. And the 28 points as it comes down to Quinton Lawrence. Lawrence edges his way to the 20-yard line. He doesn't attack the return. Barbarella. We go back to the action, and again, it's a defense of the Chargers teeing off and gulping the plate of treats on mistakes from KC.
Yeah, it started early with the Quentin Jammer interception, then the strip and recovery by Seiler, and then just a nightmare type of play for Castle. Couple them back to back, and good hustle by San Diego. They come out on first down. They blitz the safety again against the Chiefs just moments ago.
No gain on first down. Castle running and looking and throwing long for Charles. And he has the catch inbounds at the 33-yard line. Going to mark it at the 31 in front of Quentin Jammer. I think Jammer thought that ball was going to be thrown off the field of play.
Well, or thrown deeper down the field. Jammer never saw it until it was too late. Great ball adjustment by Charles. You don't normally get that type of play out of a running back, but you talked about what a good receiver he is.
Biggest play of the game for Kansas City, 49 yards. Charles now on the run. Shows good patience. Drives it to the 27 into the arms of Brandon Seiler.
Yeah, Charles has 25 catches this season. That was a big one. That's the type of play that the Chiefs need, obviously, to get back in the game. They're probably not going to win the game, but they want to end it positively. It's so many negative plays so far that a big play by Charles there can really give his team a lift.
With 2 consecutive wins over Oakland and Pittsburgh, the Chiefs were high in hopes of a win today because they go back home for 3 straight games at Arrowhead. Denver, Buffalo, and Cleveland upcoming. Colby Smith now at running back. And the throw into the flat incomplete, and Antonio Cromartie darting in front of Lance Long, looking for another defensive score.
Yeah, Cromartie picked one off similarly last week against Kyle Orton and the Denver Broncos, an out route that he broke on and made a fantastic catch before he went out of bounds. If he catches that one, though, you're right, he might score with it.
Of course, the Chiefs know he likes to take chances, and we're hoping maybe a double move would burn him. Castle throws underneath to Chambers, and Chambers tackled immediately by Steve Gregory. Gregory out of Syracuse and Staten Island, New York. Grew up under the guidance of a father and a stepmother, both in the New York Police Department, now retired. And his dream wasn't football. He wanted to play shortstop, take Derek Jeter's job with the Yankees.
Fat chance, huh?
Uh-huh. He's doing quite fine in terms of North Turner as Tim Castile gets a rare carry. Signed just mid-November. 2 years in Arizona.
So the Chiefs line up at the line of scrimmage. Go with the no huddle offense. Now it's just kind of a muddle huddle, but haven't been able to establish that up tempo except for that first drive of the game.
3 receivers to the left, and Chambers Isolated on Jammer here to the right. Here comes the blitz. Castle firing for Chambers, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line by Jammer.
Just a great out route by Chambers and real good timing with the quarterback. He looked for the hot first, didn't get it, and then gets his feet down, inbounds again. One of the best throws of the afternoon by Matt Castle.
Nothing wrong with Chambers' totals. 7 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown. 1st and goal inside the 4. Charles back in at tailback. And on the sweep, he cuts back and touchdown, Jamal Charles. And for Kansas City, that's been a rarity this year. Only the 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, both by Charles.
They've had a lot of success going wide. They get the block out here by Cottom and Brian Waters, and Charles bounces off a tackler, gets into the end zone. He broke the tackle of Brandon Seiler to get that score. Good drive by Castle and the Chiefs, and good catch by Charles to get them on their way.
That's right, and he's rewarded with a touchdown after that 49-yard catch that set up this drive. Here's Suckup's try for point. With producer Bob Monsbach and our director Suzanne Smith, Dick Enberg, Dan Fouts at Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego. AFC West Division. Chargers in the lead, a half game over the Denver Broncos. San Diego leading 35-14 with 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Todd Haley's Chiefs have just driven the ball 79 yards for a touchdown in 8 plays. 4-yard score by Jamal Charles. And here's Suckup. His kickoff to Darren Sproles at the 5. Those quick feet of Sproles. He just darts around people. Shadows growing here at Qualcomm Stadium here on the West Coast. Is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Brandon Seiler was the Charger shaken. Appeared to be okay leaving the field. Rivers pump fake. Lobs it down the middle to you-know-who. Gates, he's over the 100-yard mark, and another first down at the 42-yard line, tackled by John McGraw. Just a little basketball pass they lobbed in by Rivers.
Just so many weapons for Rivers. He pumped to the one side of the field and then getting it over the linebacker's head before McGraw, the safety, can get over there. But when San Diego spreads the field and empties the backfield, just too many weapons for most teams in the league to try and stop.
With 7 today, Gates with 59 catches on the season to lead San Diego. And here's another reverse. Nani. And he's down to the 40-yard line. Well, he's got to be a top candidate for Player of the Year, Chris Johnson, even with the success of Manning and Favre. Here it's 2nd down and long, and the give is to LaDainian Tomlinson, and he's tripped up after a pickup of just 1. Andy Studebaker. Yes, he, for you old-timers, is part of the family that invented the automobile, the Studebaker. He's from Wheaton College, Division III. Wheaton, the city that's with the great game of football. Red Grange was the Wheaton Iceman. Grew up in that town. Legendary Red Grange. Underneath, and this time it's to Malcolm Floyd, and Floyd to the 30-yard line has another San Diego first down. And Studebaker playing for the injured Mike Vrabel.
And that Studebaker ran out of gas.
Oh, yeah. Just that service department got him back on the field again today. And there's initial contact early, false start.
Jacob Hester, the fullback, just flinched a little bit.
False start. Offense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Dan, I'd like to go back to early in the game, and it was true. It's been in this 5-game winning streak how Norv Turner early in the game has been calling all-out long pass plays. I mean, 50-yard throws, and this makes this green rectangle a lot tougher to defend when the opposition knows that you're willing to go for the distance.
Well, it really, if you force a defense to cover the entire field as this offense does, it does open up a lot of plays inside, and especially maybe even the Wild Frog.
And here's, no, that's
Another
not going to be a
false
play. Whistle blows that one dead as LT lines up in the Wild Frog, named the Frog.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, I love fashion. I do indeed. Uh-oh, the screen is well covered and almost intercepted. You could see troubles coming there as Mike Brown sniffed it out and almost had a pick there for a score. And he knows how to find his way. 7 defensive touchdowns in his outstanding career.
The timing was thrown off, and Rivers really shouldn't have thrown this ball. Looked like Sproles may have gotten a hand on it before it got to Brown. You know, but getting back to your point about stretching the field, got to make defense remember that their job is to defend, not to attack. So you have to force them to defend the entire field. And in a game like this, the guy that benefited most from that type of philosophy, throwing the long ball to the wide receivers, obviously has been Antonio Gates, the tight end.
Of course, Al Davis for decades has had that philosophy, and there's another false start.
Go in. Offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty.
You know, when they banned the big wedge plays and allowed only 2-man wedges, we thought we wouldn't see so many returns. I think we've had more kick-off returns for touchdowns this year than ever. Sproles with a carry, and the fans.
Are fans fickle or what? They're up 21 points, and they're booing because the Chargers have 3 straight penalties, which is inexcusable. But then a draw play gets a bunch of boos out of this crowd. Unbelievable.
Yeah, coaches don't get cheers for the big plays, just the what they think are mistakes. And Norv Turner, by the way, very quietly has become the winningest coach in San Diego history in percentage. 26-16 as the head man here, despite at times heavy criticism. On 3rd and long, Rivers dumps it off to Sproles. Look at him cut inside. And then tackled at the 38-yard line. A sure hit from Travis Daniels just as he was about to break clear.
I've got an idea for Darren Sproles. Next time he wants to renegotiate a contract, is say, hey, I just want to get paid by the step.
Just give me a pedometer.
Nobody steps more and more quickly than Darren Sproles.
Ball at the 37, out of field goal range.
No,
or is it? No,
not.
Kading's going to come on and try a 55-yarder. The risk here is on a miss. You give Kansas City the ball at the 55 if indeed this is an attempt by Kading, and it would be not his longest. He sends it on its way. Plenty of distance. Oh, my. Easily from 55. Nate Kading is one of the most accurate kickers in the history of the National Football League from 55. His second longest, he hit 157. Those are the 2 longest field goals in San Diego history. Now the risk, we said, was that you miss and you get Kansas City the ball at the 45. What's the reward in going out there and trying a long one?
Well, somewhere down the road, Kading may have to hit a long field goal to win a ball game. And his confidence will grow because he made that not only accurately, but with great distance.
(38-14). The deficit staring at Castle and the Chiefs as they start from the 20. Over the middle, incomplete. Tight end Leonard Pope, the intended target. Pope acted as though he didn't see the ball coming.
Right by him. But getting back to the Kading field goal, the fans were on edge because the Chargers lost some discipline there. Didn't like the play call on the screen or the draw play, and maybe we're questioning the field goal attempt by Turner. But heads up by Turner, smart by Turner to give his kicker a shot at a long one. And as I said, you know, down the road he's going to have to win a ball game with a long field goal maybe.
I mean, Kading has hit 55 in a row from inside the 40. So he says, let me show you, Coach, I've got some distance too, as Castle breaks away and then is tripped up at the 26-yard line. That's short of the first down by about 4. Matt Castle, he's Southern Californian, grew up in Chatsworth, California in the San Fernando Valley. And remember the Little League Earthquake kids from Chatsworth that went all the way to the finals of the Little League Championship? They were beaten that year, and Castle was a key member of that team. An outstanding baseball family, the Castles. 2 brothers play minor league baseball. Both are pitchers. He's doing his throwing here in the NFL. Which way, reverse or forward?
You reverse.
3rd down and 4. Yep. Contact before the snap. Late flag. Ball loose. Sean Phillips there stripping it away. And I think this is all for naught. It appeared the Chargers were well offside.
Yeah, you got to blow your whistle and stop the play before you get somebody hurt. Brian Walters saying he didn't like the way his quarterback was treated. Castle would not go down, but clearly offsides.
Defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Travis Johnson and Todd Haley was 10 yards out on the field yelling just to the point you made, Dan.
Yeah, here he is. And this is what you might call a false start, trying to read the center, Rudy Neiswanger, and his motion. But the officials have got to blow the whistle and stop the carnage.
Well, that's what happened to Nick Hardwick, the center of the Chargers, in the opening game against Oakland. He still hasn't returned. Here comes Phillips again. Castle ducks under the. Look at him skip out into the open field to the 40 to the 41, close to a first down before Brandon Seiler could make the tackle.
I think that the size and strength of Castle has surprised the Chargers a couple of times today. Phillips has got a clean shot at him right there, but he just shrugs him off. 6'4", 240, and showing some nice moves in traffic.
Castle, of course, coming to Kansas City with Mike Vrabel and for a number 2 draft pick going to New England. Here's Charles again, circling the corner and heading upfield before Cromartie can make the tackle.
Did you see him use the straight arm there?
Yeah, he said that wasn't part of his repertoire.
Well, it is now, because that worked. When you can punch off a defensive player and pick up extra yards, he got 7 yards on that run, and great use of the straight arm.
He's just 12 yards away from the century mark, Charles. Back-to-back games. Yeah, showed his stuff as a rookie last year. He had 357 yards and a 5.3 average. Castle stands in, throws to Charles underneath, tackled at the San Diego 49. Mike Vrabel, a great star with the Patriots of Super Bowl teams, traded away, a shocker to him, a very valuable commodity, but unable to perform the last couple of weeks due to a knee injury. Castle has that one deflected at the line of scrimmage. Stephen Cooper up tight to get a hand on it.
Cooper, the #1 tackler for San Diego this season. And the season for these linebackers, they've been getting healthier and healthier. Tim Dobbins, who was hurt in the Kansas City game earlier this season, is back healthy. Very athletic group of linebackers.
Fans here at Qualcomm Stadium trying to help out the defense on this 3rd and 7. Castle over the middle, dropped. Mark Bradley had his hands on it. Ball was a little low, but should have been caught.
Yeah, what we have, one guy we haven't seen, although he's coming out onto the field now for this 4th down play, is Chris Chambers. He hasn't been out in the huddle or at the line of scrimmage this entire drive.
Out of the corner of the eye, Bradley saw Quentin Jammer coming and unable to secure the catch. So on 4th and 7, Kansas City trailing by 38-14 will go for it. They've been excellent on 4th downs. They made 60%. 12 times they've converted 4th down, most in the league. Bad snap again. Castle has to eat it. San Diego ball at the 40. James Holt, the rookie free agent from Kansas, there to down Castle.
Again, it's a high snap, and it's to the right of Castle. This time Neiswanger was moving to the right. Last time he had a bad snap, he was moving to his left, but both times a total disaster.
I mean, this in the 11th game of the season has to be incredibly difficult to digest for Haley.
And it's not exactly a big nose tackle on his nose. A lot of times, both times it's been a gap.
Wild Frog. LT, the former TCU Horned Frog, is not behind center. No, now they go to Rivers. At the moment, they looked as if they're going wild frog. The throw is to Malcolm Floyd, and he has another first down. Advances to the 16-yard line. John McGraw makes the tackle. And as I said, Tim McGraw, we saw that movie about Michael Orr this week, The Blind Side, and this is John McGraw. Tim McGraw, of course, the co-star in that very delightful motion picture. It chronicles the incredible life of Michael Orr, the rookie tackle with the Baltimore Ravens. And I paid for my ticket, by the way.
I'm sure you did.
Fake to LT. Throw back for short yardage. No, longer yardage now as Manu Maliuna makes the catch.
I'll take it from here, Dick.
Okay, please do.
Brandon Manu Maliuna, ninth-year veteran out of Arizona.
Who is that?
Brandon Manu Maliuna. Every vowel is pronounced, and a great run. This
Manumaleuna.
Manu Maliuna. Very easy.
Didn't know that you had that kind of talent.
Aloha, brother.
Sproles got that right. To the front. Rejected. Gets back up. Pinballs his way back to the 6-yard line. Corey Mays, the former Notre Damer, makes the tackle. Speaking of Notre Dame and Stanford, could you not watch Toby Gerhart with awe in his performance yesterday?
He's had an incredible year and should get real high consideration for the Heisman Trophy.
Final seconds tick away here at the end of the third quarter. To the fourth quarter we go. Dick Enberg and Dan Fouts here at Qualcomm Stadium. The Chargers leading 38-14 and owning the ball at the 5.5-yard line of the Chiefs, in position to drive for more. This has indeed become a high-scoring team. The 5 games that they've won in succession, 37, 24, 21, 31, 32, now 38 today. And looking to hit the 40 mark for the first time this year. Sproles and Tolbert. It's Sproles. Ripped down at the 4-yard line by Corey Mays. Brings up third down.
And it hasn't just been the offense today. It's been the offense taking advantage of the defense, taking the ball from the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs' mistakes as well.
They're chanting LT, the crowd here. They want him to get another touchdown. That's understandable. He's the face of this Charger franchise now for some 9 years, and such a great performer. They can't get enough of LT. But Sproles stays in. The fade incomplete to Antonio Gates, but a flag down on Brandon Carr.
Gates goes 260 pounds, just powered through the 200-pound Brandon Carr. You're going to get Carr for the pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense, number 39. The penalty occurred in the end zone. The ball was placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
Just a fade route. There's the push, the grab, and the reaction by Carr to knock the ball away, but you can see the yellow hanky coming in. Just can't have all that contact.
It was beyond the 5 yards.
And the ball's in the air.
So half the distance, or takes it down to the 1, actually a penalty in the end zone, and Rivers now going to have to throw it away, and does. I think that Phillip for a moment thought, you know what, maybe I am faster than I think. I might run this one in.
Yeah, he did score against the Dolphins on a scramble, but that one was when he went right up the middle, and now the fans get what they want. But you know, Norv Turner's trying to get Darren Sproles in the end zone too. Sproles scored way back in week 1 against the Raiders and has not been in the end zone on a rush since that point.
Tomlinson with 2 touchdowns in the game today, both from short range, 1- and 3-yard runs. This would be a 1-yard attempt, and no surprise, it is LT touch. No, he fumbled the ball, and the Kansas City Chiefs Flowers has recovered at the 4-yard line.
Well, maybe Norm Turner had it right. Keep him on the sidelines. He probably maybe mentally checked out of the ball game with this big lead.
Here's the Flowers play on LT. This is the best angle we have. The fumble call has been challenged, and I don't see anything there that demonstrates that you could overrule the call on the field.
Really a great play by Flowers with the right hand to strip the ball out, make the recovery. Here's right down the goal line here. He's hidden behind Gates there. Tough to overrule this call on the made on the field of a fumble.
We didn't have, you can't have 100 cameras. If we had one right on the goal line, obviously we could see it. But that, and when you look at it from that angle, and the fact that Flowers is only at the half-yard line when he reaches back to strip the ball, you could make an argument for the Chargers, but I don't see irrefutable evidence to overturn. Right here. Now watch Flowers where he is. There he is. And now the ball comes free.
Yeah, the good news for the Chiefs is they will have the ball. Bad news is they've got a real long way to go to get in the end zone.
That's quite a play by Brandon Flowers.
Yep.
Not only the strip, but the recovery by the second-year man from Virginia Tech.
And he was thinking of getting to his feet and taking it to the end zone.
Don Carey, whose brother Mike Carey lives here in San Diego, also a top NFL referee. We're at the 14:02 mark of this fourth quarter.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It will be Kansas City ball, 1st and 10.
That seems to be the right call.
Yeah, the other call, the angle we had, we just can't see because Antonio Gates blocking on Studebaker blocks our camera angle. And that's what we're talking about right here. Gates, number 85, and Studebaker, camera right on the goal line here, and just can't tell where the ball is when it's pulled out.
So the Chiefs fend off another attempt for the Chargers to pad their lead, and Castle and company start at the 4. From the end zone, has to throw it away. He had Tim Castile as fullback in the flat. Growing up in Chatsworth, California, Castle, and then migrating to the University of Southern California, and looking at Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart every day as a young quarterback. And has great admiration for Palmer. Hand off to Charles up the middle. And he's out to the 8.5 yard line. Brandon Seiler on the tackle. Tennessee with that incredibly hard to understand 0-6 start after the great year a season ago, and now they're playing like everyone expected them to, but having their problems in Arizona. Castle hit in the end zone, fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by the Chiefs. Tim Dobbins was the man who shot through and tackled Castle, and Neiswanger able to fall on the ball.
This could be a fumble, but it also could be intentional grounding, and that would be a penalty in the end zone. Result would be a safety, but Castle throws this ball to nobody with Dobbins. That's an illegal forward pass, intentional grounding. This got to be a safety.
But no one threw a flag.
Intentional grounding.
There it is.
Offense, number 7. No receiver was in the area. The pass was thrown from the end zone. Result of the play, safety.
Tim Dobbins chalks up 2 points for San Diego.
So Dobbins gets the sack and the safety.
It's his deal. Now, you can't take that away from him. Colquitt on the free kick after the safety. Sproles. And good coverage by Kansas City. Throw up the barrier at the 35 yard line. Travis Daniels. Sproles. Tackled by Brandon Flowers, the cornerback, playing right up on the line of scrimmage. Here's the AFC playoff picture with the Colts with that win today, and should Tennessee lose, the Colts have clinched their division title. Check that, Jacksonville lose, they will clinch the division title. Cincinnati wins again. San Diego currently even with New England. San Francisco leading Jacksonville 20-3. Screen to Sproles. Shoots through heavy traffic, and a first down out at the 48-yard line, tackled by Studebaker. In the NFC, let's look at the playoff as we head down the stretch into December. Drew Brees, the ex-Charger quarterback in New Orleans, still unbeaten. Minnesota there at 9-1. Brett Favre, will he ever age? Dallas playing better and better. Arizona tucked away down in the Southwest, and Kurt Warner and company, finalists in the Super Bowl a year ago, playing well again.
Yeah, the Saints with a huge game against New England on Monday night.
For the lead, flying here at Qualcomm is Mike Tolbert in at running back, ripping away from tacklers. Still on his feet, and the last man dragging him down, Tamba Hali, after Tolbert ran through the entire Kansas City defense. Another first down.
There's Tolbert. There's Hester.
They'll alternate fullback and tailback. It's tailback Tolbert at 250 pounds, and he's pushed back this time by the surge of defense from the men in white jerseys.
Ollie Wilson, the running back coach, telling Tolbert, come on out of the game. We're going to put Sproles in. But this is really important. Not only does it get LT out of the game and rest him and keep him from injury, you're developing experience for the young fullback / tailbacks in Hester and Tolbert. And this will pay off down the road at some point for San Diego.
Rivers looking deep and hits Vincent Jackson. First down at the 25-yard line. Demario Williams with a tackle.
One pressure on Rivers. It was the third play of the game, and since that point we got flags all over the place now. Vincent Jackson perhaps with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Delay game offense. Kicking the ball. When it was 5-yard penalty, will remain first and 10.
Kicking the ball, a delay of game. Jackson seems to get in some of those real edgy little spots in the rule book, doesn't he? He finds a way.
You just got to control yourself. I mean, check out the scoreboard. You just got to pass, be happy about it. Here's Jackson and the ball, and he's going to kick the ball to the ref. Well, that's not a real smart play by Vincent Jackson.
What's he unhappy about? He just made a big play. So first down on the 5-yard penalty after the catch at the 30-yard line. Those quick feet. About 12 steps in that 6-yard gain. Corey Mays, the tackler.
We'll go back to what we talked about at the beginning of the game, LT, and where he stands on the most career rush yardage list. 19 yards behind Marshall Faulk, the former San Diego Aztec.
53 to pass the legendary James Brown. So next week in Cleveland could be the time for LT.
In Cleveland.
Isn't that something?
Ironic.
Goes around, comes around. Meanwhile, it's Hester and Tolbert and Sproles sharing the running duty. And second down, Hester. Lugged the ball for the Bayou Tigers of LSU in his collegiate days. Glenn Dorsey from LSU made the tackle.
LT.
A couple of touchdowns scored today.
They don't get a lot of yards on the ground, but they seem to get enough and at the right time to set up very manageable second and third down situations.
3rd and 3. The throw to back shoulder with Sproles. First down, 12-yard line. The tackle by Derek Johnson.
This is a smart throw by Rivers because at 5'6", you're not going to hit Sproles with too many fade routes. He's out there
finding little holes in the defense. It's Sproles again. You know, Rivers, a hidden statistic is the fact that he, in 60 years as a starter, Philip Rivers averages more points per start than any other quarterback in 60 years. That includes guys like Otto Graham and Norm Van Brocklin and LaMonica and Don Meredith and Dan Fouts.
That's an incredible number when you think of all the quarterbacks and the Hall of Famers that he has moved ahead in that stat.
2nd down and 5. Hester for a couple. And it's 3rd down now for the Chargers and 3. Looking forward to David Binn getting on the field. He is the longtime center snapper for punts, field goals. 250th game for Binn out of the University of California. 37 years young and just as good as he's ever been. A man who's lived his football life upside down.
Yes, he has. And Chargers have played 750 games. He's played in 1/3 of their games upside down.
See if he gets on in this sequence. Sproles. No hole there. Good defense by the Chiefs, and that'll bring up a field goal situation. So David Binn will be involved here, we would think. So far, Rivers reluctantly coming off the field.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the offense out there just to take more time off the clock. And maybe.
No sense calling time here. There's still 20 on the play clock. Might as well chew that up, and that's what Rivers is looking at as we speak.
You know, David Binn is from California, University of California, and has a different outlook on life, being a long snapper.
Back with San Diego leading 40-14, and a short field goal try by Kading. Castle safety, and then the ensuing free kick. And David Binn, head between his legs, and delivers another perfect strike to the holder, Mike Cyphers. Cal Berkeley graduate David Binn, his degree in ecology and social systems. And you're making your living doing what?
And he's been around so long that nobody in the organization can remember if he ever had a bad snap, whether on a punt or a placement.
He's so reliable, and it's a part of football that has grown where you have the specialist as snapper. Used to be you had to be able to play another position.
7 figures. That's how valuable it is.
So with the big lead, it's Kading kicking it down to the rookie Quentin Lawrence. And he doesn't make it to the 20-yard line as Jacob Hester, a good special teams tackle. Brody Croyle. Brody because his name is John, middle name Brody Croyle, after the great San Francisco 49er quarterback. And Colby Smith now is the featured tailback, with Jamal Charles getting a breather. Colby Smith stays in at tailback on 2nd and long, and leaning across the line of scrimmage, O.G. Nwabo.
Encroachment. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
And that led to the first score of the game, a touchdown pass to Gates for San Diego. Croyle cranks it up and throws it long and too long, looking for Bobby Wade. Cromartie back with him.
Matt Castle, 19 of 31 today, 178 yards. 1 touchdown pass to Chris Chambers, and that interception we talked about. But he was victimized by bad snaps from his trusty center, Rudy Neiswanger, and of course the fumble by Jamal Charles. The Chargers turning all those mistakes, it seemed like, into points.
Rookie Vaughn Martin, 92, getting some rare duty for San Diego, as Castile has his feet taken from beneath by Steve Gregory's tackle. Vaughn Martin, very interesting story. He's been inactive the last several weeks out of Western Ontario, Canada. He was a 4th-round draft pick, born in Jamaica, where he played cricket and soccer. No high school football till the 10th grade. He was playing ice hockey. Here he is, 6'4" and 320, a defensive lineman.
A nose tackle, that size.
big enough to play goalie and not, you know, you wouldn't even have to have a stick. You just block the whole cage. Sproul says get away from it. Takes a high bounce for Colquitt and then skips laterally inside the 35-yard line. He's taken some fourth quarter snaps, but has not thrown a pass as yet this year. Former Fresno State star. And Jacob Hester in a tailback with Tolbert. Tolbert the fullback in this setup. Nane in motion. Hester for a couple as he squeezes up the middle. Demario Williams led the defensive charge. You sound like John Madden. I say that with deep respect, mind you.
For John Madden, but not for me.
Exactly right.
Here's the bad starts and the finishes. If you look at the number of the farthest to the right, add up the 1, the 3, the 0,
41
the 1,
and 5.
5 losses.
41 wins. And we're working our way second by second down to the 2-minute warning. This game well in the bank for Norv Turner's Chargers. And back in San Diego, Chris Chambers and the Kansas City Chiefs resolute and a tough day here at Qualcomm. Jamal Charles had his moments, but also a key fumble in the game. The Golick pass is first of the season to Tolbert, and Tolbert stays in bounds and does a somersault forward roll to the 45 and a first down. Demario Williams there to ground him.
He really did look like a bowling ball after this reception. He knows he wants to stay in bounds. And a heads-up play by Brandon Flowers to get out of the way of that 250-pound bowling ball.
I used to be able to do that. You know, it's not really a big deal. You can do that, you know.
But roll or
Do
jump?
that forward roll.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
45-yard line, and now a knee, and Billy Volek, after completing his first pass of the season, will see that this game comes to an end. And San Diego and Indianapolis scheduled out in December will be quite a game. And that kneel down should wrap it up.